Hello everyone, this is Neha Soni and I'm your social science teacher. So I'll be teaching you social science in this year, and we have started with history from class 6, and yes, we have completed your chapter number 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5, and now we are going to start the exercise of this chapter. So we will finish this chapter. So let's begin it. Okay, so here is your first question. State whether true or false. So you have to read the statements and then we will mark it is true or false. Okay, so A, Rajas who let the Ashwamedh horse pass through their lands were invited to the sacrifice. Yes, it is true, because who performed the sacrifice, he invited the other Rajas to come, and the other Rajas brought the gifts for the ruling kingdom and the ruling king. So it is true. So you have to fill true in this box. Okay, next is the charioteer sprinkled sacred water on the king. Really? No, it is wrong, because charioteer जो है ना, he was the companion of Raja in battle, but the priest sprinkled sacred water on the king. So it is false. Next, now C is archaeologists have found places, palaces in the settlements of the Janpadas. So it is true? No, because we know that the archaeologists have found huts. Okay, they found huts from there. So not palaces. So it is false. And they found huts in the settlement of Janpadas, so it is wrong and the statement is false. Next statement is pots to store grain were made out of painted gravel. No, my dear students, it is also a wrong statement, because pots were used and pots were made of earthen clay and they were used to serve the food. Okay, they were used to serve food on some special occasion to important people. Like हमारे घरों में भी हम देखते हैं, जैसे कोई मेहमान आते हैं, सो हम जो है बहुत अच्छा वाला हमारा जो डिनर सेट होता है, क्रॉकरी सेट होता है, टी सेट होता है, वो यूज़ करते हैं उस दिन. और उसमें हम जो है ना स्पेशल ओकेजन्स के दिन भी हमारे घरों में जैसे दिवाली होती है, होली होती है, और भी जो अच्छा कोई बर्थडे पार्टी सेलिब्रेट की जाती है, तो उस दिन हम लोग ऐसे जो हमारे घर के स्पेशल बर्तन हैं वो यूज़ करते हैं. सो दैट टाइम the pots were used to store grain. No, that time the pot used to serve food for some occasion, and on some occasion that time the pots were used to serve food on some special occasion to important people. So it is false. So here is another question is wrong, because pots were used to serve food. Okay, so pots to store grain were made out of painted gravel. It is false statement. Next is many cities in Mahajanpadas were fortified. You can recall it. Yes, the kings who perform big yajnas, they want to protect their people and their land, and he want to manage the people. So he made some walls and the cities were surrounded by walls. So many cities were fortified in Mahajanpadas. It is true. So clear for you. So all the statements we have cleared here, and our question number 1 is complete. Okay, filling the chart given below the terms. So here is a chart given to you, and we have given some people category, those who paid taxes. So hunter gatherers, farmers, traders, craft person and herders, they all pay taxes to the king. So the Raja of Mahajanpadas, and Raja collect the taxes from these kind of group of people. So we will fill here. So you will write the answer like this. those who paid taxes are hunter-gatherers here, farmers, traders, craft persons and herders, and they paid their tax to rajas. Okay, so the question number 2 is complete. So next question is, who were the group who could not participate in the assemblies of Ganas? There were group who cannot participate in the assembly of Ganas. So we will talk about these: women, slaves and kamkars. kamkars क्या होते हैं? लैंडलेस एग्रीकल्चर लेबर. ओके, जिसके पास में ज़्यादा ज़मीन नहीं होती है, उन्हें हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं? kamkars. उस समय कहा जाता था. Could not take part in the meetings of Ganas. Okay, they cannot take part in the assemblies of Ganas. So you will write your answer in this way. Okay, question number 4. Why did Rajas of Janpadas build forts? Okay, so we will discuss about it. So, and we have discussed it that the Rajas want to protect the land and people from the other king, and they want to give a protection to their people. So they made forts and they fortified it. So here the answer of this question. The kings of Janpadas built the fort for the following reasons. There are so many reasons and we have to discuss about the 3 reasons here. For protection from attacks by other king. They want to give the protection to the people and the land from the attacks of other king. And the second reason is, kings want to display his wealth and power. रिचनेस को दिखाने के लिए और अपनी पावर को प्रूव करने के लिए क्या करते थे? वे अपनी जो सिटीज़ है उन्हें चारों ओर से दीवारों से अच्छे से प्रोटेक्शन देते थे. ओके, सो दैट टाइम द सिटीज़ वर सराउंडेड बाय अ वॉल. एंड द थर्ड रीज़न इज टू कंट्रोल द काउ एंड द एरिया इजीली. ओके, सो वो क्या करते थे? वहाँ की जो लैंड है, वहाँ के जो कैटल्स हैं, वहाँ के जो लोग हैं, उनको कंट्रोल करने के लिए, उन्हें मैनेज करने के लिए, ओके, उन्हें मॉनिटर करने के लिए, मीन्स ताकि कोई उनकी विदाउट परमिशन के बाहर आ ना जा सके. और कोई भी अगर ट्रेडर है, क्राफ्टमैन है, मर्चेंट्स है, सो अगर उन्हें उस सिटी के बाहर जाना है तो दे हैव टू टेक परमिशन फ्रॉम राजा. सो उन्हें अच्छे से मैनेज करने के लिए, उन्हें अच्छे से कंट्रोल करने के लिए दे बिल्ड फोर्ट. ओके, सो क्लियर फॉर यू? ओके, नाउ योर क्वेश्चन नंबर 5. In what ways are present day elections different from the ways in which rulers were chosen in Janpadas? Okay, so we have to discuss the ways, okay, and the differences. अभी जो इलेक्शन होते हैं वो किस तरह से किए जाते हैं और उस समय जो लीडर था वो किस अकॉर्डिंग, किस वे से उन्हें चूज़ किया जाता था. So here is the answer of this question. So you will write like this. First reason is, today's ruler are elected by the people by voting. Okay, so we choose our leaders by voting, whereas the kings in the Janpadas were often hereditary. Okay, so the son of a king will become the king again. Okay, so इस तरह से जो hierarchy है, जो hereditary process है, वो वहाँ पे था. अभी ऐसा नहीं है. अभी ये नहीं है कि जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर है उसका बेटा भी प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनेगा, ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है. वी चूज़ द लीडर्स बाय वोटिंग, है ना. जो अच्छा काम करेगा उसे हम चूज़ करते हैं. बट दैट टाइम द किंग्स वर चूजन बाय हेरिडिटरी, मीन्स एक बार जिसने अपने आप को स्टेबल कर लिया, फिर उसकी जो जनरेशन है दे विल बिकम किंग्स. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज, in some Janpadas, the rulers were also elected by the people. Yes, there were some Janpadas and the rulers and the kings were chosen by the Janas, or you can say people. हमने डिस्कस किया था इसको. They choose their leaders, है ना, who can fight in battle and who is strong, who is capable. So he was chosen by the Janas. And some people had become revered as kings by organizing big yagyas. और कुछ जो राजा थे उन्होंने क्या ट्राई किया, दे वांट टू शो देयर पावर, सो दे स्टार्टेड टू परफॉर्म द बिग सेक्रीफाइसेस लाइक यज्ञास, अश्वमेध यज्ञास, हॉर्स सेक्रीफाइसेस दे डू। सो इस तरह से भी कुछ लोगों ने ये अटेम्प्ट्स किए थे ताकि वो अपने आप को एडमायर करवा सके, एज अ किंग वो अपने आप को शो कर सके। ओके, सो नेक्स्ट इज in the Janpadas where the rulers were selected by the people। कुछ जो रूलर्स थे वो किसके द्वारा सेलेक्ट होते थे, उनका सिलेक्शन होता था पीपल के द्वारा। मीन्स वहाँ की जो जनास थे, जो लोग थे, वे जो ग्रुप थे, ट्राइबल क्लाइंट्स थे। उस समय ट्राइबल क्लाइंट्स जो इमर्ज हो रहे थे और धीरे धीरे उन्होंने अपना जो किंगडम है वो बड़ा कर लिया था। तो इस तरह से क्या होते थे, जो जनपदास के अंदर कुछ जो रूलर्स थे वे किसके द्वारा सेलेक्ट होते थे, पीपल के द्वारा। ओनली men had to right to choose the leader, only the men had the right to choose the leader। वहाँ पे women को, slaves को, maids को, servants को और जो शूद्रास थे उन्हें क्या राइट नहीं था, उन्हें जो है ना वोट कास्ट करने का या चूज़ करने का राइट नहीं था। उस समय वोटिंग वैसे नहीं होती थी जैसे आज होती है, बट yes they elect their leaders but the right was only given to the men। Okay, so women slaves were excluded from the right of choosing the leader। So next is Dasas and landless agriculturist labor, you can call kamkars, also could not take part in it। Okay, so kamkars जो थे, landless and less land agriculturist जो थे, और women and dasas, dasis, they had no right to cast and to choose the king। Okay, so they cannot take part in it, but today we can see all adult men and women। Okay, so when you will be 18 plus you can cast your vote। So but today all adult men and women have the right to vote in the election of rulers। So all the adults have the right to cast the vote and they can choose their leader own। Okay, so it is clear for you? Okay my class, so we have completed the exercise of this chapter। I hope you learned so many things from this chapter। You have learned about the Janas, Janpadas, Mahajanpadas, 16 Mahajanpadas, kings and the big sacrifices who were performed by the kings, rulers। Yes, we have discussed about Bimbisar, Ajatashatru, and we have found some archaeological evidences। So we have discussed about all the things in this chapter and we have completed it now। Now we will meet in our next class। Till then, take care of your health and studies। Good day my dear students।